There's no separation from this one, you see, this God, this thing that you know is wondrous and superior, this Brahman, absolute, nameless thing, this grace, this oneness. There is no separation, you see. Everything is inseparable. Everything is totally inseparable. Everything is connected to the finest tuned orchestra. Everything is perfectly the same, you see. The result of going backwards, you see. The mind can't go backwards, you see. The mind hates going backwards, but the result of taking the mind backwards to this beginning point, this beginning of all, this idea that this God had, that you are not apart from, this idea, to go back to this idea and see this idea taking shape, taking place. You have to go backwards, you see. You cannot go forwards. You cannot go backwards into the past of the mind. You have to go backwards into your true state, you see. Like the tree disappearing that has been there for 800 years, and it is slowly dying and going backwards to the roots, and finally to the seed and to the earth, and from the earth to the science of cosmos, universe, and in a black hole somewhere, and somewhere else, you see, somewhere backwards, you see, somewhere before everything began. When you go to this point, you see, everything is exactly the same. All states are projected from the point of this God, this idea, this concept of God, that you are not apart from. It has been seen, you see. This body and mind has been given some sort of wormhole to look through, to go through, to return to take up this offer of dying, you see. Die and you will see. The body would have died, the mind would have died, all will, you see, all desire, the biggest urge to go and see this one, and see something, not knowing what you're seeing, you see. That is the risk, you see. That's the risk that no one takes, you see, because you just don't know what you're going to go into, and that is a risk, you see. When there's a fire, you know what you're going into. You know, when the fire hits you with no warning, there is no warning, you see. But when you know there is fire, or there may be water, or there may be anything that will destroy you, but you don't know what, you see. It may be happiness, it may be bliss. It's a gamble, you see. It's like putting on the horse in the Grand National, you see, the winner. I don't know which one's going to win. They're all in with a chance, you see. It's just a lottery, you see. I'm going to take a chance, you see. I'm going to gamble my body and my mind to see this. When you see this state, you see, this one happened to be chosen. I don't know. But when you see from this point, when everything that you have encountered in your whole existence is a being, or as life, or whatever you are, you see. I'm not saying who you are or what you are. There's no knowledge of what this is, you see. Because when you see from this point, everything is the same. There is the same, you see, when the torch shines from the point of shining, you know, when the point it leaves, everything is the same light. And then different qualities of light appear within this glow of the torch as it fades into the distance. Everything is the same. This point reveals this, you see. So the worshipping of everything is feasible. Is the only way to be, is to worship everything the same, you see, which means there's no difference between Catholics, Christians, Jews, Hindus, Muslims, all the same, you see. All the same. Love, same as cancer, same as joy, same as anger, same as feces. Everything is the same. Everything is worshipable. Everything is worthy. You know? Everything is worthy. Buddha, nature. So you are as worthy as Christ. You are as worthy as Shiva. You are as worthy, you know. Your finger is as worthy as anyone else's finger, you know. Your breath is as worthy as any other breath. Even the breath of a toad is the same breath, you see. Even the same. Everything is worshipable. There's no separation. No separation when like this, you see. Before this was happened, everything was different. Everything was uniquely individual. This body was a form. It had a name and identity. It did things. It experienced things. And it seems to be still happening, this experiencing part. But the mind and the body have merged, you see. Everything has merged. Even the experiences have merged. With the experience of a horse jumping over a hurdle is the same experience as driving a car, you know. Same experience. Every action the same. Every scent is the same. Every sound the same. Every musical instrument plays the same note. Everything is the same. What a place to see, you see. Ego mind hates this, you see. They hate this world. No, 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 no. We have to go this way. We have to go that way. We have to do this. We have to be better. We have to improve. We have to go to school. We have to be yes, go do these things. This body did this too. This body did this. It's got nothing to do with changing anything. You cannot change anything. Everything is worthy. That's what the point is, you see. The point is to make everything equal. And it shines from this point of this beginning as equal. But we have seen it as different, you see. We plucked the fruit from the tree of knowledge, you see. The fruit, the apple was going to fall anyway. The apple was going to fall. But you know, we didn't trust it. Adam and Eve, whoever they were, didn't trust it. You see, couldn't wait. You see, time, everything was created by this incident. This apple was going to fall. They were going to eat it. You see, naturally. Nature, you know. We try and do things early. And that's it, you see. Time comes in. Everything comes in. Everything begins to change, you know. And minds begin to develop and egos and everything. But you know what? Forget that. Forget everything that you've been told. Forget every single thing that you've been told and go see this one. Go and disappear and die and merge with this point, you know, the point where everything is, even God, even this concept, this idea that comes from God, this point, you are not apart from. You cannot be apart from God or Brahman or Absolute or Grace, whatever you want to call this oneness, this beautiful love, this essence, this consciousness. Consciousness has no difference, you see. Consciousness is the same, appearing as different things, appearing as different movements, appearing differently because the apple created movement. A single apple plucked from a tree has created all this. But this was here anyway, you know. This was here anyway. The apple just created suffering and misery and pain. But I say go see this, you know. I hope I was not selected, this body was not selected and chosen. I hope this is available for everyone because it's your truth, it's your starting point. It is where everything was born, you know. And you are still looking from this point now, but you are unaware. Worship your unawareness. Worship your misery, your suffering, your pain. Worship everything. Worship everything the same. But you'll not understand this until this happens, you see. Till this voice of God speaks. And there's no more suffering, no more pain. The apple is back on the tree, you see. You've gave up everything to put this apple back on the tree. What a sacrifice, you know, giving up everything. Giving up everything that you thought was correct, right, the right way, the right path, the right things to do, everything is right. But when you see it from the right place, from where you're truly looking from, with your true eye, you will see what a fool you have been for separating things, for judging, for saying comparisons, preferences, for desiring things that were always going to come to you. You see, everything was always going to come to you. Everything is going to come to you. I know you won't understand these words. Maybe 100 years down the line, someone will understand these words. And if they do, wow, we'll be standing shoulder to shoulder, even out of the body, side by side, witnessing from this point, this absolute point, where love merges from, where light merges from, where death merges from, this absolute point that you are never apart from. You are the point, simply the point of all, the point of existence, the point of consciousness, the point of love, the point. You are the point. God created us, you, me, I, as separate from the same seed, the same. Everything is the same. Equal love. So there's no point in ending this by saying I love you. But it is the same as saying I love all. But a way to overcome all these individualities, these singularities, these separate things, is to say simply this: I love that. I love. Namaste.